Alright, more storyline for Final Fantasy XIV. We have Old Sharlayan, New to You, given to us by Krile. We are in the Scholar's Harbor in Sharlayan. Old Sharlayan. That was called Sharlayan. You are Sharlayan from Sharlayan? It's weird. Does that happen to anyone in the world? I'm trying to think of a country or a state or province or whatever that ends in like Ian or Ann. I'm sure there are. Anyway, let's go. Given to us by Krile, yeah. Cutscene. You talk, please. Damn it. It's also like really silent too. This has happened before. Like they just didn't want to add any kind of background music, whether it be simple. It's really strange. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is Mercy and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you're dying to see, therefore I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian Annex. How does that sound? 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levelier estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. Alice nods. I am equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city, says Y'shtola. Likewise, a quick tour of old haunts might even yield some useful gossip, says Thancred. The annex was west of the Aetheryte Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there, says Krile. That's 4 of them walking off. Orianjay was thinking. I, too, have places I would be remiss if I'm in not visiting forthwith. By their leave. By their leave. He goes. What of you, Estinian? My services as your guide are yours for the asking. He shakes his head. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. Still haven't got his voice down. But I could... Oh. She shrugs and smiles. I noticed that my mic doesn't pick up as well as I think it does, so she shrugs and smiles. I think you might... Okay. Well, G'raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Of course, if you'll have me. Come, Mercy, Sharlayan awaits. New quest accepted music, or maybe just for this video. I'm glad they added music eventually, otherwise that was just going to be a weird... We're talking to G'raha. After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. G'raha is now accompanying you. What does that mean to me? Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. In the event you use the Ethernet, G'raha will catch up to you so long as you remain in the same area. You can leave G'raha behind, however, by entering a different area. You may also speak to him and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have G'raha accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. While G'raha is accompanying you, next try speaking with Krile. The fuck? Damn, that was loud thunder. Is that thunder? Holy shit. I'm gonna have to go check that out in a second here. I don't see any indication that I have G'raha as my buddy, aside from him moving with me. Okay, so there's no like what's it called, a buff or anything. Talk to Krile. All set, then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Krile is also now accompanying you. Lead your two companions to the last stand. Okay. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Okay. Enter the glowing areas, pick your quest companions, to initiate. Okay. Enjoy exploring together. Pick up some Ethernet shots. We've got a blue circle, meaning conversation is possible here. It's right next to the edge of the water. One of those circular bays where ships can and will be in. G'raha. Discuss the giant statue in the harbor. Now that is a sight one could hardly forget. The great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Baldassian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. Okay, Krile. Discuss the giant statue. Yeah, what do you have to say about it? This path leading out towards the sea is known as the Thaliak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its end. As you know, the Sharlayan people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism than belief, an alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Ishgardians. Individual Sharlayans can, and do, worship the divinities of their choosing. Cool. Okay. Go to this actual, it was Thunder for sure, this actual quest circle thingy. Or we talk to Krile. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavor with a certain indifference. Oh yeah, they did, yeah. God, it went from like no rain to boom of thunder that startled me. And then, like a minute later, more thunder, and now downpour. The Midwest, yo. I might actually lose internet and or power because of it, but we'll see. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an isle of otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu, not that I ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, G'raha, but surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetherite Plaza. There's gonna be a lot of fucking talking. Oh my. It is indeed an open-faced cafe of sorts with only 2 tables. I guess not a lot of people dine here. And outside there are no more tables. There's a couple benches, but you can walk in one of the long faces of this place is just wide open, and then the back wall that is enclosed by a wall has 2 sections where you can pick up food or order food. It's kind of like a bar, and there one person behind each bar section. We head north up some stairs. We kind of turn a little bit to the right, where you got some water below us. And we have kind of a gazebo area, circular. We run up to the main Aetherite. My power just did a little quick flash, so that's fun. I foreshadowed my possible issues. We have another circle. Talk to Krile. An unusual shape, isn't it? The Aetheryte looks just as unique as a lot of the other ones do, so whatever. I assure you, however, that it's a perfectly functioning Aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Sharlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of Allagan Aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlayan's largest marketplace. You said northeast. I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, there was a Chocobo. No. Where was that? Is there a Chocobo dude here? Whatever. It don't make no difference right now, baby. The Aetherite, as most are in the world, is like this kind of large open plaza. White stone, beautifully crafted buildings all around. And we've gone up a little flight of stairs to another place which kind of looks, yeah, is the market for sure. A big open circle, stalls around the outside. One pillar in the middle with like a little bit of a pool, no, what is it called? A fountain? It's not a fountain. It's like a little pool. Is it called a fountain if there's no moving water? Jesus. If you guys can hear that, it's crazy. I'm gonna lose power. I have a really strong feeling about it. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. Then on top of the pillar, there are attachments that fan out, like 5 long kind of banner swaths of material that extend both directions. Well, one is 5, one is 4, to basically kind of cover the stalls. But yeah. Alright, here's Krile again in another circle. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlayan, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, and climb the stairs up to that imposing building at the very top. Alright. So we go up some stairs. Kind of have some grassy and rocky and tree-y terrain here, so it's not like all just building. But we do have the stone stairs here. We're gonna go east. We're gonna spin around 180 to the west. More stairs, landing. More stairs, landing. More stairs, landing. More stairs, landing. What's this? Oh. Yeah, let's do that, actually. Okay. I have a circle that's not part of the actual, like, necessary, but we get little things here. Discuss the water features. These are fountains. But whatever. These little decorative features are typical of Sharlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. This is the Nymphaeum, Nymphaeum, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Sharlayans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine ewer. This is the reason... Oh, ewer, pottery, okay. I never used that word in real life, so... this is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture. Can I mount? No. Yeah, no. Back up the stairs that I just jumped from. Krile point. This grand structure before you is the Rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, G'raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, a Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Okay, I will do just that. Down, down, down. Stairs, stairs, stairs. And we have another critical to story quest circle. Talk to Krile. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this is where those who put ashore with Archon Nayunkrep built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. The estate belongs to our friends from House Levelier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be entertaining an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldessian Annex? You remember the way, don't you, G'raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, across the bridge to our right, then follow the path below the Aetheryte Plaza? Correct. After you, Mercy. Shit. I'm going the wrong way. I'm storming that. Actually, wait. I'm not, but I should have gone east to pick up those Aetherites first. To be more efficient with my time, as I like to be. I just didn't think. I thought I had to go east to finish the quest, but I didn't look. You now have access to the Rostra via Aetherite. We're gonna head west through we once again reached a place where we're running along kind of a nature path made of worn out stone, trees, bushes, grass beside us over a bridge with water flowing out of a cave, and right on the other side of the bridge is the start of a waterfall and then the actual waterfall. We've entered a portion of the town called Tranquility. More kind of like a forest trail, but a forest with not a lot of density to the trees. Like not at all. But like it doesn't look dead or dying. Very healthy. Pick up this Aetherite outside of the Studium, it is called. A massive white building. Not as massive as that fairy tower, where the king or queen of the Fae lives, but pretty big. The Studium, we got it. I think I have the Baldessian Annex. I'm just gonna go there. Oh, I don't have that yet. I have the main Aetherite though. Let's just do that really quick. I'll pick up the rest later. That's not what this video's about. Head west, a little bit south. Then branch away from where we came the first time. I think we might have our last quest spot for a dialogue. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive on the doorstep of the phenomenon, but I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you then. Cutscene. There's a large room, one desk, one female Lalafell. I keep wanting to say Tatarus. That's not right, they're Taru-Tarus. Jeez, it's been that long. I'm back, and I've brought Mercy and G'raha with me, G'raha says to the female Lalafell. Ah, you were right about the ship, then. Hello, G'raha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Mercy. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika Sunjika, so Ojika space Tsunjika, Ojika Sunjika. It has been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administration Officer for the students of Aldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. The champion of Eorzea has featured prominently in Krile and G'raha's reports, so for me, this is akin to seeing a fabled hero come to life. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Sharlayan. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with this isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Telophoroi fall. Yep. Through that door on the left there is the main hall, where we can discuss our options moving forward. Indeed, there's a door. Once everyone arrives, that is, you probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. There's another door. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, A-N-D-R-O-N, Andron, so please feel free to make yourself at home. Ah, the nap rooms, perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. 'Twas simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks. And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. She walks to that door, followed by G'raha. And I'm still on the quest, so I'm just gonna do it. Maybe explore right after this. Alright, here's Cryo. Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us. Cutscene. It was a mostly beautiful day today. Like thin cloud cover at best.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
So this rain is... It's so loud.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Anyway.
Let's get down to business then, shall we?
Let's get down to business.
Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nadana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. It is possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnarian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
We give a fist and palm.
You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
I'm happy I have
As
the
for
most power
myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
yet. I lost power like a week and a half ago, for literally no reason. No weather, no bad weather, no nothing, no wind, no rain, no thunder, no lightning. Just the area in which I live has, I don't know, some weird transformer or power station problem.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
The twins look to each other.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course, the more the merrier.
Sorry.
If you think you haven't done
Gosh dang it, Hulu, I did not click on you.
Ginormous idiot.
So annoying. It's the... all of these media... Well, okay, that's not true. But yes, it is. Okay. Here's what annoys me about some of the different media. Well, actually, I don't think I have a problem with Netflix. I'm trying to think of one, but I don't think I have one. Netflix is good. Hulu, if you don't actively minimize the window, if you happen to hover over it on your bar, your start bar, whatever it's called, at the bottom, your active whatever bar, if you hover over like Chrome, maybe it's only Chrome, like Chrome plus Hulu. I haven't tried with like Edge or anything on Mac because I don't use Macs, but if you hover over it just even for a second on accident, it will pretend that it'll unpause whatever is on Hulu. Windows Media Player has a 30-second skip forward button and a 10-second skip backward button. And I can't figure out how to skip only like 5 or 10 seconds forward, which would be awesome if I could. That's it for now. Not that you needed any of that. Cool. Here we go.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavner.
And now the rain sounds like it stopped.
Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavner on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
Love the way
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
It's a good group. You got a tank, healer, damage dealer.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request.
And your healer, if he's good at his cards, can buff the crap out of both of you. Well, buff you, not...
Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I do... my Lalafell male named Ender Prince, who is a black mage main. I've been trying to think about, like, if I want to have a healer on him, I think Astrologian would be the coolest. I already have... Well, technically I have 2 different healers on this character, so I really shouldn't bogart that. So maybe he should be a sage, and I'll leave my... I was going to say Galka, but what do they call in this freaking game? I wish they just let him be Galka, Hume, Elvin, Mithra, but no, they had to change everything. What are they called in this game? I'll remember eventually. I'll blurt it out loud when it's least expected. Rogadin. See? Told you. Stupid. Alright, everybody has their tasks. Including me leading a war on 2 fronts, it sounds like. That's fine. Oh shit, I have that. Oh, I have a weapon coffer that I don't need. But I can save it. It's item level 515, but I've already purchased item level 530 with Tomes of Poetics for all of my jobs. So this is a piece of attire and possibly some chestnuts, if I'm lucky. Oh, horse, chestnut, chest gear coffer, 515 item level. So just chest gear, item level 515. Okay, but I can save these for, I don't know, the next job I happen to choose to level up. It probably wouldn't be, well, I don't know. I don't think Endwalker, did Endwalker introduce any new classes? No, Reaper is Shadow Walkers, I believe. Or no, Shadowbringers, sorry. Is it Reaper, Astrologian that were both Shadowbringers? Or no, Astrologian was there in Ishgard. What was it? It was Reaper and something else. Does it? Dancer? No. Maybe it was just Reaper. No, Machinist was also in Ishgard. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, if I do choose... So right now I have a physical DPS Dragoon. I have a tank Paladin. I have 2 healers, which I don't need. White Mage and Sage. And a hybrid ranged / melee. Mostly ranged, but with some melee. The Red Mage DPS. But mostly ranged magical. I could have... The only section is physical ranged DPS that I don't have lit up in some way on this character. But I have Archer / Bard. I don't enjoy. It's kind of boring. I think mine is only level... Actually, I don't know what level she is. Actually, did I get rid of the one that was made to play with my girlfriend who was new to the game at the time? Lyra Protect was her name. Lyra from like Lyra Silvertongue from his Dark Materials series, and then Protect because I was protecting my girlfriend who was playing a Conjurer, you know, soon to be White Mage. I do have Machinist. That is what my Rogadin. That's his DPS thing, but he, shoot, I don't know. Anyway. That's all neither here nor there. There will be a link in the description of this video that will send you to my Google Doc PowerPoint where every slide is an item on Amazon that I recommend because they're great and I repurchase the items that need to be replenished when you run out of stock, and the more permanent items have been permanent and awesome. If you purchase anything with a link on the particular slide, I'll get a small cut. I'll see you next time.